I think I'm gonna call in sick to work for a third day in a row. I have good news and bad news. The good news is preparations for the symposium on Charlian astrology have been progressing smoothly, as we have expectedly encountered very little resistance from the vault. They've even gone to the trouble of securing us a spacious venue for the event. The bad news is the spacious venue in question lies in the Falcon's Nest, lest you wonder. I speak of the same frigid building in the site in the middle of nowhere that you will doubtless have heard so many good things about. Yes, my friend, that Falcon's Nest. Yet I suppose this may have been a blessing in disguise. I am just not certain what that blessing may be. Perhaps we should make for the hamlet and see. I can get there quickly now. Boop. Uzi, you hope I'm okay? I'm gonna be fine. I'm on the upswing. But I don't know what it is. Like, getting older, illness hits me so differently from when I was younger. Like, my problems are different. Like, when I was a kid, I just like threw up constantly and everywhere all the time. Now I'm an adult, like, I don't throw up nearly as much, but like I get weird muscle pains. Like, really painful muscle pains. Like, that was never a thing when I was sick as a child. Like, I'd get sore, but like my muscles would be fine. And I get like the weirdest like temperature shifts. Like, I get chills, and like right now I'm in shorts and a t-shirt, and I am sweating profusely, and I am freezing at the same time. Like, I would say that would be a terrifying symptom if I was young, but that happens every single time I'm sick now. Greetings, old. It appears that not only is our symposium to be held in a tiny hamlet moms away from civilization, crawling with people who cannot even spell astrology, let alone grasp how it works, but that no one in the whole town has even been informed of our arrival. The three of us have been spending the last bell speaking with whomever will listen, inviting them to attend the event, so at least we won't be speaking to an empty forum. Worry not, my friend. We have saved the entire district just for you. Wink. Okay. I'm supposed to go this way? Whew. You hope I'm okay, and it sounds like a wise idea to call in sick to work. Yeah. I'm even considering, like, calling my kids in sick to school. Like, I'm dizzy and drugged up. Like, maybe I shouldn't be driving my kids to school today. Like, I'm sure it'll be fine. But, like, they're just getting over an illness themselves. So unless they look, like, super healthy today, I might just, like, extend their stay and be like, you know what? No school for you either. We'll just sit here and watch Travel Man, starring Richard Ayoade. Charlian astrology? Hey, you? A heretic? Because you're talking like one. There's only one kind of astrology in Ishgard, and it ain't the heathen kind. Considering as you're an unbeliever, I suppose the knights might allow you to yap and yammer, but cause too much commotion, you'll be disappeared like that other lad. Now, when was that? Bloody heretics. An outrider, and his wounds look deep. Is there a cutter nearby? Man, let me just... Here. There you go, buddy. What is this sorcery? My cuts! They knit themselves. Are you a healer adventurer? If so, I have another request for you. I just healed him out of reflex. I didn't even know that was a story point. There were others in my scouting party. We were all wounded, some of us more gravely than others. You need to go? Have a good day, old man. Take care of yourself. You too, Bobby XL. And I will be checking out your stream later. Have fun playing Monster Hunter Wilds. I'll be joining you in Monster Hunter Wilds, but not for like the $100 early access. I'm looking forward to it. All right, kitty? There were many others in my scouting party. We were all wounded, some of us more gravely than others. I fear my fellow knights may be in grave danger. Would you seek them out and tend them as you did me? I will report to Sir Redwald, but I fear that by the time he can muster reinforcements, several men will have perished. Where am I going? Oh, that's way out there. I guess we walk. And heal everyone with the power of heresy. How are you doing, kitty? You're a little early for breakfast. The fun thing about my consistent schedule is, like, my cats have gotten used to it. This one in particular, like, he'll wake me up if it's time for me to stream. He'll, like, make sure I sit down and get started, and when he sees me, like, start talking, he'll leave me alone for a bit, and then when it gets, like, to about 2 hours, he comes back to remind me that it's almost time for breakfast. Like, being the corpuscular being he is. Like, he doesn't mind waking up at 4 a.m. He's probably, like, you know, tracking phases of the sun. He's like, oh, I'm seeing like a glimmer of light outside. It must be time for breakfast. Because it does seem to be getting slightly earlier every single day. That he comes in and says, hey, it's time for breakfast. He's a smart kitty. Oh, slow-footed knight. Be healed. You've activated all 17 of my trap cards. So I forget where I got my, like, hotbar layout for Astrologian. Like, I didn't come up with this all on my own, but the hotbar I use came about before, like, the Dawn Trail Astrologist changes. And so I've got these 3 play buttons here. And I feel like I'm putting them in the dumbest place. Or maybe I could do this a little better. It seems like 2 out of 3 I want to cast on the tank, and so maybe the one that ended up separately down here, play number 3, which is like my healingest card. Maybe that one should be replaced by the damage one that goes to melee or ranged, whichever's closest, or whichever I draw. I thank you, adventurer. I shall tell the fury of your kindness when I kneel before her at the gates too. Oh, let me just heal myself in front of you. There you go. How did you... It was as if I was never dealt a single wood. What manner of magics do you wield, friend? The heretic kind. Spread the word. Astromancy, but I thought the stars only served to grant us insight into the Horde's movements. Why are there not more astrologans in the field? You and your companions are in the Falcon's nest to discuss that very topic. Perhaps I can persuade others in the garrison to attend. Now I must hurry back to the hamlet. My captain will want a full report of the day's happenings. Wait, where am I going? All the way back there? You know what? I'm not walking there. Rain's moving a little slow. I don't know if I ever got an astrologian to level 60. I must have. But like, I don't know where this goes after this. It feels like the astrologian story couldn't end well in the direction it's heading. Like, yeah, I'm showing everybody how great it can be, but I feel like I'm setting myself up to be assassinated. Where have you been? When you did not return, we visited the northern gates and found the area astir with night activity. You left the hamlet to aid wounded scouts? You could have been killed, or eaten, or killed and eaten, or eaten and then killed. What is this? You say your display of astromancy has impressed the knights into attending our event? This may work to our advantage. If the knights begin clamoring for astrologans to be assigned to their ranks, then the sea may just listen. Let's find these good men and inform them that the symposium is about to commence. Yay! I do like commencing symposiums. It's one of the things I'm known for. Thal's hoar-frosted balls. Not a single person came. I told you this was a terrible plan. Use the confusion from the jam-packed symposium to approach the target, she says. You'll have her out of the hamlet before her companions even know she's gone, she says. Even a blind babe could see that no one would gather for a talk on astrology in the middle of a swimming. The astrologian who tended to my wounds. As you can see, both me and my fellow knight made swift recoveries. Thanks to your wonderful magics, of course. Reinforcements from the garrison never arrived. Yeah. I spoke with Sir Redwolf, maybe myself, Perhaps he felt there was no need for reinforcements after I convinced him what an able healer you were. Yeah, that's it. That was most certainly the reason, yeah. And as much as I would like to attend, the captain has already assigned us another mission. I apologize to you and your companions. Perhaps we can make it, the next symposium? Carry on, then. Well. So I guess we just sit here and do magic tricks? Well, that is that, then. The vault wins. Do not think of it as such, Lady Leveva. This is but one hurdle we must leap. The vault wants us to stop and turn around, and they will continue placing hurdles before us until we do. But we cannot let that discourage us. We must carry on until we reach our destination, or they run out of hurdles. Ha! You cry over hurdles. You know not how lucky you were. Did you come for the symposium? No, I wouldn't let anyone see me at that gathering. I'll be branded as a heretic and sent to witch drop, or worse. They just slit my throat and toss me out like the beast, like as they did that other astrologian from the old world. The other astrologian? When was this? When you reach my age, all of the summers melt together. My hair still had color, so it must have been at least a score. Mayhap more, mayhap less. Dude, feels. There was an astrologian who was... but it was long ago. It could have been anyone. Could not have been anyone you knew. We cannot dwell on the past. We must needs find a way to interpret the cards we have been dealt, so that they may benefit the present, our present. No, it could not have been anyone I knew. I never had the chance to. I think she thinks it's her dad. You're right, Jeanne Quinard. We mustn't let the vault or bandits or closed minds prevent us from achieving what we came here for. The stars will point the way. And we will help the people of Ishgard see that as well. Honestly, it probably was her dad. The timeline lines up. Roughly a score ago, how many astrologians are there in Ishgard? Spouting heresy? Well, like, everyone's spouting heresy, but like, astrologian heresy. Speak with Jenna Honard. It tell me specifically to go to the Aethanarium? It did. Okay. I gotta remember to set my trap cards. The Astro Aquarium. Lady Leveva did not take the old man's recollection of the slain astrologian well at all. I understand that hearing a fellow colleague's death might unnerve someone, but you think she would have just lost her father. Oh, Jeanne Quinard, what have you done? I will not live down this offense. You see, the astrologian of whom the old man spoke, it so happens that I knew him well. His name was Ruffin. He was my old friend. He was my friend and confidant when I studied in Charlatan. My only friend. He followed me back to Ishgard when my stay in the city-state was cut short by the Exodus. His dream was to rekindle the interest in the forgotten techniques which gave rise to Ishgard astrology. But This was the time when the Holy See was even more opposed to foreign ideas than they are now. That evening I discovered him bleeding at his bureau. It was one of the saddest in my life, but even the hour of his death, Ruffin remained strong, and he made me promise that I would not let his dream fade because of the closed-minded. Not that that has gone particularly well thus far, yet perhaps if we reach a greater accord with the stars, they will show us the way forward. Yeah, that sounds likely.